Well, hello, Guardians. It is Ebontis here. It is December 18th. The new week is upon us. We are on week 3 of Black Armory, week 2 of the Dawning. Mayhem is still here. We've got some more activities back. We've got a new forge to do. Shattered Throne returns. Lots of stuff to cover here. So, as always, we're going to get started. You guys know the timestamps are on the screen if you want to jump to any specific section. Videos that I'm going to work on probably for you guys today, just so you guys get a little preview. Ascendant Challenge will be coming. Nightfall solo might be later. I do want to get the full quest guide out for all the steps for the Go Fanon Forge. I haven't done just a full run through of that, and then maybe a Go Forge run, but probably also work on the Izanami Forge. So next few days, lots of videos coming out. Christmas is going to be kind of a thing. I don't know if I'm going to do a weekly reset, or some of that might just get delayed a day or two till I come back, but we'll have to see. I will be traveling those days, visiting some family and stuff like that. So without too much further ado, let's jump into the usual good old director stuff. So here we go. So as we start the week, the flashpoint always being the first thing to cover, it is on Nessus. So if you guys are roaming around, knocking at your Go Fanon Forge, grinding, or anything of that nature, make sure you guys hit your, heroic adventure. Those always do tend to pop a couple times during the week, so those are some quick, powerful gear drops. A little bit helps here and there. Flashpoint as well, decent public event variety, lost sectors as well to do, so you don't have to do always the same stuff. Nessus is a bigger planet, so you have a little bit of variety. For the Vanguard, your week is going to be a nice heavyweight week. So your modifiers are going to be Void Singe all week, Heavyweight 3 times. Then you're going to have Grenadier and Brawler twice. So it's going to go Heavyweight on Tuesday, Friday, Monday. Then you've got Grenadier on Wednesday and Saturday, and Brawler on Thursday and Sunday. Hopefully that helps you guys there. For your strikes, remember, again, if you are working on those 3, make sure you match your light element to the team members that you're playing with, even if they are match made. Just check. If you're on PC, hit U, just check who you're playing with. And even if it's 2/3 of the way through the strike, you have to switch off of the burn. Just do it so you get the check. For the Nightfalls this week, we do have one. I just got a video up yesterday, actually, for the Strange Terrain solo, so you guys can see that. We've got the Arms Dealer, which is usually a pretty reliable one to do, and then probably the most important one, the Hollowed Lair, if you guys are grinding for that Mindbender's Ambition. So from Strange Terrain, the exclusive is going to be the Braytech Osprey. It's a rocket launcher. Nothing too fancy about it, but it is an exclusive. Arms Dealer is going to get you guys a Sparrow. I forget the name of it, but it's the one that looks basically like the boss. And then the Hollowed Lair is the shotgun. The Mindbender's Ambition has a pretty damn good curated roll on it. I don't know if I have it on this character, but it's a pretty solid shotgun. Definitely one to consider picking up if you guys want that good kind of one-shot, powerful shot. There's a pretty good roll out there for some PvP. May not be the best, but still a fun one to get. Looks pretty cool as well. For these, Strange Terrain, definitely one you're going to want to run with Arcburn. Hollowed Lair, I would probably run Solar. Arms Dealer, I would say run Void. You guys saw last week, I don't know if it's still in effect, but I'm sure it is because they haven't really patched a whole bunch of stuff. You can have a bit of an advantage in the Nightfalls right now if you crank your handicap up to 110, crank it up to max. And instead of taking my character level, say I was at 600, I put a 60 modifier on, it takes me down to 540 when I boot up the Nightfall. Currently, for whatever reason, it is bugged, so if I run at a 110 point modifier, I'm not going to drop down to, say, 505. I'm just going to sit at 615 and have a much easier time with the strike and get a whole lot of points. So if you guys are running Nightfalls, whether it's solo or with a group, crank that thing up, see if it's still working, and if you want even more points, you can run something like Match Game, Blackout, Extinguish, whatever you want, and if you have people with you, it's usually easier to survive, so have some fun, get a whole bunch of points, and have a blast in the Nightfalls while you can. So as we go through, next we've got Gambit. Make sure you guys get your checkpoints in there, working on your grinding. Remember, if you guys are grinding for powerful gear, that this is one of those places where you can get a new piece of powerful gear every named rank change. So if I go into Gambit right now, I'm in Brave, and then if I get to Brave 3, and then I get to Heroic. So Brave 2 to 3 will not give me a powerful drop, but if I go Brave 3 to Heroic 1, that will give me a drop. Also, when it comes to Gambit, make sure you guys don't forget, as this is the strongest curse week in the Dreaming City, the Meatball will be spawning most often, so if you haven't started your quest for that one, it is a good time to get that piece going. If you guys are going for any of the Escalation Protocol weapons, it is going to be the Sniper this week, so definitely tune in if you guys are looking for the Sniper, missing that from your collection, working on that for your Sleeper, Catalyst. All of those pieces kind of go together, but it is the Sniper this week from your Escalation Protocol runs. For Crucible, Mayhem is sticking around for another week. Iron Banner will be back next week, so tune in for that. Lots of powerful gear coming from that one, so always a good time. But honestly, Mayhem's just a ton of fun. It's insane. Blade Barrage is a bit crazy. Shards of whatever it's called makes it almost too crazy. Honestly, probably a little broken in my opinion. But it is still just a little bit of fun. Have fun with supers, whether you win or lose. Just, you know, blow some stuff up and have a good time in there. So it's a good time. Of course, your quick plays, your competitives, that stuff always stays around. We're going to check a couple of vendors and talk about the Black Armory stuff. The new Forge, to my knowledge, is going to be on IO somewhere. I have no idea where the quest starts, what you have to do, anything of that nature for the new Izanami Forge. That one's going to be new, so don't exactly know where it's going to be, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be on IO, unless I'm just crazy. But other than that, if I'm wrong, you know, forgive me later if you're watching that video. We're going to hit some vendors in the tower, check out the Tangled Shore spider stuff, and then finish up in the Dreaming City because the Shattered Throne is important in there. So, to the Traveler and the vendors, we go. Alright, Guardians, so Prismatic Matrix, of course, going to check that one first. We've got the Neon Helix Shell. This one always looks a little bananas. Gets a little trippy. But you do have all EXP gains by 10%, so if you're just working on pretty much everything else is done and you're like, hey, I just need to grind out some, you know, cosmetics or something like that. 10% EXP, just faster leveling up. And also Omni Telemetry for those Gunsmith Telemetry data parts. And of course one random one. Never quite know what that one's going to be. Down here we've got the Two-Tailed Fox, so I can buy an ornament for a gun that I don't even have yet. But I like how it is the Jade Rabbit in kind of a yin-yang color, so that's actually pretty cool. Got the ornament for the Bygones. You've got the Competitive Dance. This one's going to be the good old disco one, so always fun. We've got the People's Pride, got one of the bug ships, a couple ghosts, another dance, the Explosive Dance. Just throwing down there. You guys could probably tell me what music video all this stuff's from. I don't quite remember them all. A couple sparrows, and then an owl projection as well. The engrams, I went over those last week, so you don't need to see them. Looks like the bundles are the same, so nothing new there. For the Dawning purchases, you've got the Protecting Teammates. So this is the hockey fight, basically throw down, pretty much let's go. Always cool. You got the In with the New. This is kind of a funky looking ship. It's kind of one of the older models, just with some tarnish on it. Ghost projection, and your basic stuff. And again, if you're looking on baking a lot of things and you have parts left, like, you know, if you have a whole bunch of bright dust and you're looking at baking a lot of goods, or you kind of getting the crunch in the last week, remember, you can buy some here. You don't know what you're going to get, but 24 of these and 12 of these is going to let you bake a lot of stuff if you get some to match up. So definitely something, if you got a decent amount of bright dust and you're looking to just grind through it pretty quick, might be a good way to go. Over here, we've got the Cringe, the oh no, 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 not that. The Cranking Dance. So that one's literally just like the good old lawnmower dance. A couple sparrows and ships. I tend to just focus on the exotics. We've got the ACD0 feedback fence. This is going to be for your Titan ornament Endless Loop. We've got the 1000 Voices ornament and also the Suros Regime Coup de Main ornament. Looks pretty much just like D1, honestly, just old school ornament. And then other than that, you've got your packages down here, and just don't forget to get your bounty for your Prismatic Matrix. So let's check a couple other vendors, and then we'll head out to the Tangled Shore. Alright, Guardians, so I'm not going to cover every vendor's bounties, but as this is the Black Armory time, I will try and at least get a quick touch here on Ada 1 and what she's got. But again, if you stop by Zavalin, it's got one of those bounties where it's just like, you know, punch 20 enemies anywhere in the solar system. Pick that up. You'll knock it out at some point. If you're doing some Crucible matches, check those. Check your clan bounties. Some you might do, some you might not. So just pick up the ones that are, if you're going to go do Gambit matches, make sure you pick up the clan bounties for that. Stuff like that, just make sure you knock those out. But here we've got Pay Homage to Black Armory with power weapons and shotguns, so just defeat enemies with those. We've got defeat enemies with a machine gun in the Forge, so if you guys don't have a machine gun, definitely do some of the Dawning cooking, because that's your way to get some rolls on that new solar machine gun. The Avalanche, Fallen Forge Saboteurs Hunt, so literally go anywhere those Saboteurs will spawn, either in the EDZ or on Nessus. There's just those two places. There's 4 of them that can spawn and shoot their little drones. I think it takes like, oh, this one's actually just kill the Saboteur. So that one's even easier, because I think the other one was like 9 drones, which is an odd number. So definitely go out, find one of those Saboteurs. Pretty quick bounty to do. Get yourself a modulus report. Black Armory weapon frame completed. That's literally just one of these. So figure it out and figure out which one you want to do and go for it. Complete patrols or adventures with at least one Black Armory weapon equipped. And it doesn't have to be one of the crazy ones like Tatara Gaze, Kindled Orchid. Those are one of the Black Armory ones for sure. I'm not sure if one of the offset ones that's going to be like, you know, a Balagant X3 559 or something like that. I don't know if those are going to count. You could try it, but mainly I think it's going to be one of these curated ones like Hammerhead, the machine gun, we had the sniper last week, the hand cannon, stuff like that were options as well. Your weekly bounties, of course, though, those are going to get you ballistics logs, which will get you these new frames. So we've got the powerful bow frame, which you're going to need to do in, I think, the Izanami forge, which is the new forge, and then the powerful pulse frame. So pulse rifles are in a pretty good spot right now, so I might do the pulse before the bow, honestly, but that's just me, totally your opinion. I'm not sure what the quest is probably going to have you work on first, but I'm guessing it's one of them. Probably, I actually have no idea which one. Can't really guess. Maybe the bow, just so I have to come back here and do the pulse as well. If you guys are wondering about the augmented weapons down here from Ada as well, these are the ones that actually can roll with like an extra perk roll. So you guys know like your random better devils, you'll get these two are random rolls. The thing about the augmented weapons, they're going to have, at least in the third slot, I don't think it's the fourth because I don't have an example that I specifically remember which one, but it's going to give you another perk choice in one of these two columns. So you actually have an option. So here I could have explosive rounds or kill clip or something like that, for example. So those augmented weapons, they may not be like the highest level gear that you can get, but they're going to give you some different rolls on things. You actually have some more options if you're going for certain guns. I think a lot of things are in the pool, but it's just a way to have more perk rolls on one gun. So if you're working on stuff, and it's really not that big, defeat 2 primevals, complete 3 lost sectors in the Dreaming City. I mean, there's stuff you can knock out fairly quickly. They're not really too terrible to do. And you'll start getting these modulus reports kind of racking up as you're doing some of these daily bounties. So definitely spend some time. It's the Izanami Forge. Once I get more information about that, I will get it to you guys. But let's go to the Tangled Shore and see what Spider has this week. Alright, Guardians, so we are here with the Spider. Make sure you guys pick up your 1 enhancement core. If you got a decent amount of shards, you might buy 2, but if you just, running relatively low on shards, your 1 core of the day, if you can manage that one, that's at least going to help you build that up. If you are running low on cores as well, remember these 6 bounties from him will get you enhancement cores, so those are just usually, random bosses and stuff throughout the world, so they're usually not too hard to find, but if you pick them up, you got some space. Nice way to get yourself 6 extra cores. The wanted bounty for powerful gear, still, even if it's not going to give you like a giant boost like a Dreaming City or an armor or a Black Armory bounty, but the powerful gear still is powerful gear, still going to give you a small boost as you're heading towards 650. This one is going to be on Titan. It's in one of the lost sectors. Basically, you've got the wizard ogre combo, so you're going to get down in whatever lost sector it is, depending on where it's at. It can move every day, but you're going to have an ogre that has to die before you can actually damage the wizard. And depending on how the room is set up, sometimes you might get locked in, and sometimes you might be able to pull back. You'll have some enemies that come behind you. Main thing is you'll have a few thrall that will eventually spawn, and if you have those 3 thrall, they're kind of like sparkly or whatever, and you kill those 3 together, you're going to get like a 3x multiplier. And if you pull out something like a machine gun, a heavy weapon, something like that, you can do a bunch of damage to that ogre and knock it out. Basically, it's a buff of damage to the ogre. Once the ogre is low, the wizard kind of starts firing at you if you kind of get in the mix. Or if you're kind of stuck in the room, it'll be doing it. But as soon as the ogre dies, the shield drops and you kill the wizard pretty quick. So ogre's the tough part, wizard is the easy part. So finally, we're going to head over to the Tangled Shore and wrap this thing up. Here we go. Alright, Guardians, we are back in the Dreaming City. Everything is a bit crazy because the curse is the strongest this week. So the Gambit Meatball is going to be spawning more, but the biggest thing we have this week is going to be the Shattered Throne. Now, I'm going to go over to Race Sylvia and then come right back here and show you guys how to get to the Shattered Throne. So let's go to Petra first. Alright, Guardians, so first Petra, quick run through on the bounties. We have the Dark Monastery mission. That's where you kind of do those 3 mini bosses as you run into the back of the Race Sylvia area. You've got your week War of the Dreaming City, so your 8 bounties for the week. And you've got your Ascendant Challenge, which is always my second video after this one, so you can look for that one in a little while. Daily bounties as well, knock those out. Of course, challenge the Shattered, try and find Toland. I'll get that one picked up so I can show you guys where those are at. But whether it's a lost sector, whether it's just defeating enemies, make sure you guys pick these up because the Dreaming City weekly bounties are still worthwhile to do because they're going to give you bigger light boosts than, say, like a, heroic adventure or something like that. Heroic adventures might give you that 1 to 2 light boost, not a big boost, just a smidge. Dreaming City is going to be still more than that, so Dreaming City still has some pretty nice benefits. Now, one more piece to cover. Alright, Guardians, so the final piece of this week is one thing I want to just drive to and show you guys. Of course, there's a public event while I do this. But the Shattered Throne, it's the 3-man dungeon, or soloable, which I've done a couple parts, and I'll work on getting those videos up later as well. But the Shattered Throne dungeon is available this week. It's honestly one of my favorite activities, and I'm driving to it, so you guys know pretty much one of the easier ways to get there. There's multiple ways to get there, but this is just the one I found that is consistent from the landing zone. But the 3-man dungeon has basically places for, I want to say there's 3 drops that you'll get from it. This is where you get the Wish Ender bow if you're looking to shoot those corrupted eggs and all the ascendant challenges and complete that one. There's quite a few things to do in there. So you're definitely going to want to spend some time in there, find some friends if you need some help to do it. But it's definitely one of those activities, if you have not experienced it, spend some time and definitely do it. So once you're at this section here, don't go into the observatory, go slightly over here to the left. You'll see this bridge. Turn right here and work your way down this little platform. Don't fall off like I did. And you don't actually have to be ascendant when you go in here. You just have to get down here. So that's the nice thing about it. So all the way through the portal. And you're going to enter this area. Pretty awesome looking kind of star map room, whatever you want to call it. Just always looks awesome. Turn to your left and the entrance is going to be in the confluence, if I remember the name correctly. So you run down this hallway, see the giant glowing crystal, go around it, and then you'll see one of the couriers, one of Petra's people, will be hanging out waiting. So yeah, here's the confluence. It's kind of hard to miss once you get in here, because if you just keep going straight forward, this is at the end of the hallway. So, somewhat nicer room. You've probably ended a strike talking to one of the, basically, I forget what they're called, one of Petra's ladies over there at the end of a strike. And now this room actually is all big and glowy. So, previous times, if you'd come in here, it wasn't available, but now if you run up to the end, one of these will be here. Still can't remember the name, which is really annoying me. You can talk to her, she'll have some stuff to say, but the Shattered Throne is going to be on the inside. So I have my UI off right now just so it looks clean, but the Shattered Throne is in there. 590 is the activity level for the end of it. You can do 560 on some part of it, but as soon as you get to the Ogre part, it's 580 and 590. But if you guys are about 600, definitely jump in there, experience it. Now that you might be a little higher level, a little more weapon choices, definitely check it out. So, Shattered Throne, Meatball, New Forge, and on top of everything else you guys might be trying to do to continue to level up. So, busy week, lots to do, Iron Banner next week, and of course you guys will be baking stuff all along the way. So I know this is a long weekly reset video. They do tend to have quite a bit to cover lately, but I just like to give you guys all the information. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you did enjoy the video, you guys can drop a like below, leave a comment if you want to say hey. You can always follow me on Twitch or Twitter. It's Ebontis on both, but right here on YouTube if you guys have not subscribed. We're less than 1,500 away from 30,000, so keep supporting me. If you guys haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. I've always tried to get good content to you guys, and if you always want to see something else, leave a comment below and ask, and I'll see what I can do. So have yourselves an awesome week. Enjoy the grind, and if I don't talk to you guys anytime in the near future, enjoy your holidays, your break, say hi to some family, and I will see you soon. Enjoy your week. Adios.